Hi, it is me, Bishop Jeff from Campo Gilgal TV. I'm glad to be with you. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us be glad in these days and rejoice and glorify His holy name. He is the mighty God and He is the mighty Jehovah. The angels bow before Him and worship and adore Him because He deserves to be praised. He deserves to be praised. He deserves to be praised. The Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I always feel something great once I say that because He is great. Let the Lord protect you. Let the Lord bless you. And let the Lord provide to all your need, because He is the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And He was faithful to them, and He did protect, bless, and provide for them. And let those same promises become part of your life. Community, if you are not yet subscribed, and you are not yet part of our community, the Campo Gilgal TV channel with Bishop J, that you are not yet part, or by zapping through the YouTube, you arrive to cross along this channel. But I will tell you something. You need to subscribe, and you pop up that bell every time I upload a new video. You will be aware that I have uploaded a video. That's why you need to subscribe, and it is free of charge. You subscribe to the channel, the Campo Gilgal TV channel, where we present the gospel of Christ without compromising, where we present the gospel of Christ with power and sharing the word as it is. And we bless the Lord Almighty. And do not forget also to like the video. You like the video, and you can comment on the comment section, or you drop your prayer request, that together we will pray, and together we will give it to the Lord, and the Lord will give us the answer according to His will. Thank you so much. Thank you, brothers and sisters. May God bless you. Thank you, brothers and sisters. May God protect you, and you must encounter the true God who sent His Son to die at the cross of Calvary and to be resurrected for us, and He is the true God. Today I want to share with you a topic, and a topic that is about the marriage matter. The marriage matter. I'm not going to talk about divorce. No. I'm not going to talk about the ups and downs of marriage. No. But I'm going to talk the marriage matter. I'll start by giving you this example. In a time of kingdoms and empires and all of it, the marriage was done between the kings. This king will marry the other kingdom and marry the daughter of the other kingdom. And the problem was, first of all, was in a sake of having covenants and alliances. By building alliances with a stronger kingdom, you kind of bring them in your side. They might not attack you or to submit you under slavery. And what you will do is you go by means of politics to get alliances with them by getting marriage with their daughter, a daughter of a king of the other kingdom. You get marriage with them, and that you became together. If there is a war in the other side, you will send your army to go defend the other side, because you two have an alliance and you cannot attack each other. That's how marriage was built in that time of the kingdoms and empires. And also, In that time of the kingdoms and empires, they were not allowed to get marriage between, there were no marriage between a prince or a princess with a common. They were not, it was not allowed because they are not of the same classes. Yeah, because they are not of the same classes, that it was forbidden for such a marriage. There is even an example how Queen Elizabeth, who was the Queen of England for a long time, she died not long ago, she became to get to the throne of England because the one who's supposed to get the kingship refused to get the kingship by going to get marriage to somebody who was common. And by doing so, he did what he brought down. He refused to take the kingship because he went to get marriage with a common. And that's why he was forbidden to ascend at the throne because of that. You need to understand that how marriage matter is. Even in African culture, as an African, I can give you that. In African culture, that's why divorce in that time was not so great in African. It was something of the outside of African culture. Marriage was made to families. A father and a mother will decide which wife their son will have. They will decide that. They will come every time when a parent is visiting a friend or whatsoever, and one day will say, I would love my son to get married to your daughter. And that's how it was. Our grandparents, our fathers, they arrived to have marriage like that. It was a marriage that you don't know your wife, but they bring the wife to you by your parent. And those marriages were very successful. It's not like today we, or a kid or ourselves, we decided to choose our wives. And some of us marriage lasted 3 months, 6 months, a year, 10 years, and the marriage collapsed. Even some of counselors are making a career out of it. They say the marriage, the 5 years or 10 years of marriage, I think 5 years or 6 months of marriage is very, very crucial, because if you cannot break the 5 years, something like that, and then your marriage will collapse. But in a time of our grandparents or our fathers, such a thing was not. And because the parent will choose which wife you'll get. And that's how their marriage was also successful. Even classes also is there. I'm telling you, in a level of classes. I'll give you first example of this. The sons of the billionaires, or billionaires, or the people who have millions, they have school. There is a school of the elite. Only the billionaires' sons and daughters attend to those schools. Only the great politicians' sons and daughters attend to those schools. And that's why most of the time you'll find out that the son and the daughter get married together, but you'll see their parents also, they're millionaires or billionaires, because they go to a same school. You arrive to understand the marriage matters. Marriage matters. Oh, sure, you can say to me, Bishop J, but some people do meet at the road and they got married. Oh, sure. It's rare of case like that. It's still there, but I'm telling you, most of the things, go study, do research. You see, sons of billionaires, they get involved together. And most of the time also you arrive to find out that the people who attend the same school, no matter what level of school it is, they arrive also to get married. You say, my sweetheart from higher school. My sweetheart from higher school, we arrived until we decided to be together. And there's many examples of that. I'll give an example. I'm not going to give an example of that one. But there's an American pop star, and that's him together with his sweetheart from higher school. That's how it is. And some people do get involved together because they stay in the same area and they got involved together. Sometimes the parent will say no, sometimes the parent agree. Why I raise this matter in a marriage? Marriage matters. Because once people get together, there is a benefit out of it. That's why today, in the world of today, there is a pre-contract, pre-nuptial, the way they call it, pre-contract before you get married. That the guys get married to you. If the daughter coming from a rich family, the father of the daughter protected the daughter that your inheritance must not go to the husband. Maybe he's a wannabe. He want to come to steal your money and go. Today, there's a case like that. Or the man also protect himself so that the wife that coming to the marriage, she's not also a gold digger, as we always say. The gold digger can go both sides. Don't worry about that. I'm not dishing the woman. It can go both sides. And that is the marriage matters. Because you bring two families together. If those two families, one is the higher one. Once you get married, there, I'm telling you, you elevate yourself to that higher one. Let's give you an example. If the daughter, she's a daughter of a president, for example, or a daughter of a minister, for example, or a daughter of a great businessman with great company in the land, for example, and the man is just an ordinary man from a poor background. He may not be poor intellectually, but he's from a poor background. It means his family is not of a higher calibers. His family is not of a higher caliber. You know what? Once you get married to a daughter of a higher caliber family, you elevate your social ground. That's how it is. Marriage matters. A marriage matters. You elevate yourself to that level. That's why sometimes the fathers will say no to that kind of marriage. Say, no, we don't want a wannabe. We don't want a nobody to associate with us. Because our name is here. The daughter can fight to a parent to say, no, I love him. No, the name is here. The name, we need to protect it. That's why you will see it is always the case. Rich people do get married among themselves, most of the case, because the name is to be protected. Okay, my time is running out. Let me go to the Bible. I built the case on marriage of King David. Marriage of King David. First, we arrived to find out in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18. 1 Samuel from chapter 18, verse 17. If you read from chapter 18, verse 17, you will see that King Saul proposed marriage of a first daughter to David. The first daughter, which her name is Merab. King Saul said to David, he wanted to trick David. He wanted to trick David. He wanted David to be killed. Now, he said, I'm proposing you to be my son-in-law. Marry my daughter, Merab. David rejected it. It came even twice. David rejected it. He said, I am a nobody. David knew who he was. I cannot be a son-in-law of the king. I am a nobody according to my family. But remember, he is a king in the waiting. He is a king in the waiting. But he refused Merab. There is something Okay, I'm watching a series in one of the stream. I'm watching a series there on David. There is something that they're talking about, even the Bible, is extra, is the extra curriculum, is outside the Bible. There was a good relationship between Michal, the second daughter of King Saul, with David. And David have loved Michal, and they have that relationship. Now, Merab supposed to be first wife of of David. In that time, he was not king yet. But King Saul will change his mind again, gave Merab to another guy, because twice David will refuse it, and then King Saul gave the daughter to another guy. But some time ago, as I say, you read in 1 Samuel chapter 7, chapter 18 of 1 Samuel, and some time ago they will tell, I think in verse 20, they will tell King Saul that your daughter Michal loved David, and that will please King Saul, that he must not trick David very well, that Michal must become a snare to bring David down. As I say, I'm watching that series. There was a good relationship between a daughter and the father. Michal and King Saul, his father, they have a very good relationship. Now, David also did love Michal. But when they told him that, and they said to him, you need to give me a dowry. I know you don't have money to give me as a dowry, but you need to bring, we call it in Africa here, lobola. You need to give me the foreskin of 100 foreskin of a Philistine. It means go kill Philistine men, 100 of them, and bring me the proof of you killing them by bringing me the foreskin of them 100. That is your prize to get married to my daughter Michal. David will rose up and go and kill 200. He brought up 100 more of what he was asked. And Paul, why I'm saying Paul? Because I know Saul became Paul in the New Testament. Here we're talking about the King Saul. King Saul have no choice. He accepted, he gave Michal to David. First of all, because Michal loved David, and King Saul was hoping that the daughter would trick David for David to die. And he wanted David to die by sending him to go to kill the Philistine. But God was with David. And by that act, he knew, he became, and he understood that God is really with this boy. Became wife. To bring the long story short, when David ran away from the King Saul because Saul wanted to kill him, David ran away, and Michal was given to another wife. Now we are in the 2 Samuel chapter 3. 2 Samuel chapter 3, when you read the story there, Abner came, he wanted to make right things to make with David. And David told him, you can't see my face until you bring my wife. The wife who has already been given to another man, until you bring my wife. In conclusion, why David emphasized for the wife to come? First of all, he paid a price of his life to have Michal as a wife. That's number one. He paid a price to have Michal as his wife. That's number one. By killing the Philistine, his life was in danger by killing the Philistines, and he paid that price. That's number one. It means Michal is his wife by blood. By blood. And his first wife. That's number one. Number two, because whoever will marry Michael can claim also the kingdom. If King Saul's sons are no longer alive, whoever will marry Michael can claim the kingdom by alliances with Michael. Therefore, David wants to stop that. David wants to stop that. That's why he wants his wife back, because he is the king now. Therefore, he cannot let his wife to be his first wife, I emphasize, to be taken by another man. That's why he wants his wife back. These two reasons is very, very, very capital. These two reasons. His first wife, he paid for her by the price of the blood, and she is a daughter of a king. She is a princess, and by the virtue of being a princess, she has a right to the throne. That's why David wants his wife back. Marriage matters. Name in a marriage matters. Situation and classes in a marriage matters. That's why we do not take marriage for granted, and we need to be sure for the choice we make for the marriage. God bless you. Do not forget to subscribe. Bless you.